This is the message that we received that was activated for the 1111 gateway, as we are the master builders and we came here to create. What are we doing? This is all about our clarity. This is the eight-pointed star, and it's all about seeing through our illusions, actually really being gifted clarity of what it is we need to see in order to heal. And this is all about healing, because we came here to stay clear and focused in order to allow us to expand. And this expansion, well, this is the way that everything happens within life. This is the Fibonacci spiral. The whole universe expands from the microcosm, which is a pine cone, a plant, to the macrocosm, which is the galaxy, the solar system. And there are patterns, there are templates laid out for creation and expansion. And we must continue to expand with those patterns as well. And that's what we're doing. And that's the Fibonacci sequence. Here we have the Genesis pattern, planting the seed. This is life. The 6 days of creation on the 7th day life. And that's why I call it the 7 days of creation, because really I still count that 7th day. You need the 7th day. That's where the life was formed. Yes, 6 days of creation, but on the 7th day, life was formed. This is connected to the 7 colors of the rainbow, our chakras. All 7 chakras. This expansion card, we're expanding now through to the Earth Star as well as to the Soul Star. And this is the connection. We need to see these things. We need to be able to go within in order to find clarity, in order to see what we need to see, and not staying stuck in our illusions so that we can expand. And this is also too not allowing, this is the kind of clarity where not other people are creating for us. We have taken charge. We're masters. We're masters of our own universes, and we are creating. And because what are we doing? This is the dream weaver energy. We're laying foundations. And therefore our manifestations, our abundance. And the spider doesn't think about her mistakes. She just continues to create these beautiful webs, these masterpieces over time. And it's all about creating balance. The dodecahedron and the cube create balance. And the cube is connected to the earth, and the dodecahedron is connected to spirit. That would be the Earth Star and the Soul Star. As well as we're expanding with our Merkaba, and we're healing. And that's what we're doing in this expansion card. And now we've laid the foundations to do so. As masters of our universes, we reap what we sow, and we create what we perceive. And that's why right now it all starts with clarity. We need it. We need the sword. We need the sword that's connected to the light. That's the positive charge. And that's what's going to allow us our transformations in order to expand. And we're manifesting our abundance because we're reaping what we sow, because we've clarified. We've clarified within. We've clarified without. That's our connection to source energy. Thank you. Now, let's get the rest of our message and we'll get our reading. And please bear with me, guys. I'm still not being called to with the caffeine, and my mouth is not working properly yet. My system's still rebooting. So please bear with me. Now, what's happening is these energies are going to be in play into the new year. Because what we're doing is we're finishing our transformations. And a lot of our transformations are still going to really, really take place with that new moon in Capricorn. that annular solar eclipse, because that's where things are really going to come together, and what's hidden is going to continue to come to light, because this is where we've started off. Right here, this energy. This is an initiation type energy, just like Gnosis, where you have to experience it in order to understand it. It activates third eye. This is part of our path, part of our quest. And this is two dynamic energies pulling us in opposite directions at the same time. And it's in order so that we literally are pulled apart so that we see what we need to see. Apocalypsis is the removing of the veil of deception, indicating a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two desperate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is the lifting of the veil. This is where we lift the veil. This means that the truth that has been kept within the darkness, our truths that have been kept within the darkness, are seen and unearthed. And as we unearth them, it's a matter of bearing witness to them, allowing them to come to the light. And of course, there's an element of grief that comes with this, despair. The second is the regeneration. This comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and the new story forms. And we know this energy is similar to forest fires. This is the energy that comes in and burns everything down. Because the unknown becomes known and it guides the way. That's the key. Then we have the one. This is the selves energy we put on. So we go through different forms of self in order to have our realizations. And you can see that we've broken free from the maze that we needed to see. Everything's come to light here now. Non-duality, one love, unus mundus. This is our ability to live in the moment and savor. One that is the energy that unites all living beings, and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype, the one, eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. And this is all about love, acceptance, what resonates, what serves you. And it's really a representation of unity. What's possible, the beginning and the end, it all comes back to love. And we know that. We may separate, we may experience pain, grief, other emotions, but it all comes back to love. And this is love of self, love of creation, Mother Earth, the oneness, and expanding with the galaxy, the love of the galaxy, the love even of the dark, and the dark, what it's shown us and how it's allowed us to have our experience in order to reflect, connect, and create. And then we move to this lovely energy right here, the destroyer. The destroyer, the final of the three archetypes in the trio of existence, has a necessary yet painful work to do in the world. We hang on to permanence as a signifier of success, yet the destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security, It's the part of us that wants things to end. It's a painful orientation. And it's to uncover our true purpose. The destroyer does not let us linger long in comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old mist, this is the moment when heads begin to roll, the ground opens up, and castles crumble. Hold on for the ride. The destroyer has arrived. Swift and precise blows that redirect our life. And this is truth. And this is what allows us to be woke. You know, we're not living comfortably, and this is also what forces us to change. We are changing things up around here. We're builders of the golden ages. We're builders of the light. And in order to do that, we need to build with drastic change, right? We need to experience that if we're going to build with it. And no, we remember we're shapeshifters. We're not doing this overnight. We don't want to hold on to that extremism energy. But we understand that what we came here to build does not look like what everyone else here has been building. We are building anew. And that's allowing us this space of creation. This opens up a whole new space for us to be able to create with. This gives us the freedom to be able to create with. And this is the destruction before the creation, which is what we're doing. This is a part of the process here. It's for humans, this is very hard. We don't want to destroy anything. We want to carry it on with us. But that energy we need to free up, because we're creating something new. We're shifting. And it's just because it's comfortable, guys. We don't have to feel bad about ourselves. We want to do what's comfortable. That's human nature. We're habitual. And this is what it's all about. The healer, the light worker, the gifted, the old soul. And look at the serpents. 3 heads. And look at the egg. We're creating in the void. Wow. Teardrops and all. Green. Connected to the heart chakra. Though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. It's our natural inclination to remember, to return, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we have so easily drifted away from. We don't want to be forgetting our natural gifts. The healer's mission is to move through the comfort of forgetting the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. This is not about suffering and disease. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear, it is multi-layered. And it's a process. We're leading back to our own origin. So this is self-contained, grateful, and we're woke here. We're woke at this time. We're woke. And I have a feeling we're staying woke now, guys. We're staying woke because many of you that join me here that resonating with these messages are going through some great pain, some great trauma to the body, to the mind, to the soul, in order to shift what we came here to shift. And we are shifting things up around here. We are shifting to our tools. Prayer, the worship, the reverence. What is prayer? Well, prayer is many things to many of us. It's a practice. It's a remedy. It helps keep us self-centered, allowing us not to spin outward, but to spin inward towards our illusions. It leads us beyond our egos. Well, prayer is a natural state of gratitude also, right? It's also just simply surrendering or being in service, whatever it is for you. This card is here to show us the importance that prayer, it's here. It lifts our heart to the sky. And this is also about offering to be in service and asking for guidance. And this is our connection. This is our connection to the light, because we're healing. And prayer moves mountains, you guys. Prayer heals. It moves mountains. It is a remedy. It allows cure. It allows connection. It allows trust. It allows faith within the universe. Faith within source energies. And faith within ourselves. And now we're shifting through energies here of self. We've gone from the one to the healer, and now we are transforming and shifting through to the energy of the poet, the artist, the witness, the truth teller. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not to be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and the universal. It is possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry you. Clairvoyant, wise, and timeless. And the poet is also related to the shaman and the bridge, because these archetypes are all about the meeting places between the everyday and the sacred. And this message is connected to, we got both of those cards in that reading, the shaman and the bridge, because that's what we're doing. Building a bridge from the old to the new. Now we're moving to a place. The cave, the dark portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. It is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard, yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls us out. In the night, where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. The sacred center within. Now we go into the deepest, darkest parts of us, and we light that fire. We shine that fire. We let that fire burn within. Because this cave is our heart. We'll use our prayer. We will use our energy of healing. We will use our energy of art, of creation. We will allow things to be destroyed. We will be the one. We will let this all free. We will allow this to shapeshift. Because we're creating something here. We're going home. The home, the center, the throne, the heart. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense that the heart is an actual place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in between. It is common for us to leave this archetypical center without realizing it, as the world with its seductive twists and turns offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. Expansive knowing, gentle clarity. Recall the last time your heart was touched. Soak in every detail. You can and feel the heart awaken. Well, that's beautiful. Now we're going to the kiss, baby. And this is the tool. The touch, the chemistry, the sex. Before a first kiss, the air is electrified. Each breath is the laugh with possibility and magic. What will their lips be like? Their tongue? Do they want me in return? The archetypical energy of the kiss is a heightened sensation of merging with another, of letting in what was moments ago separate to become one. It's risky but beautiful business. These moments forever change us as we move past the solarity self toward union and acceptance. This card suggests true intimacy is around the corner, which requires bravery and surrender. When the kiss takes a non-human form, it may be experienced as touching the sacred, hearing a whisper, or being graced by a divine being. You will recognize the presence of the kiss by cold chills and an awakening of the heart. Sensual expressiveness, merging, inviting. Intimacy is multi-layered and requires our reflection. Revisit what you consider to be sensual, taboo, acceptable, and shameful. Because it's time to heal. Now, they've given me some extra cards to go with this message. When I was getting ready for this reading, these cards were all attached to another card in one way or another, or flipped on out of my tarot card table. This is one of the messages. The High Priestess. A shaman sits in a lotus position between two pillars. She is connected to her intuition, to the forces others cannot see. She divines the truth and guards it with her life. The High Priestess knows the value of silence, of sitting still and allowing her mind to connect to all of a greater power. She asks us to do the same. Her clothing helps set the tone of her ritual. Her communion, the pillars, create the sacred space she sits in and reminds her of the balance between darkness and light. If we follow her instructions, we can learn what it means to be our own oracle. We can understand the secrets to our own soul. Communion with the divine, shamanistic visions, bridging the gap between dark and light. And this is what we're doing, guys. This is everything. We're becoming balanced. We're becoming whole. We're in the flow, baby. We're in the flow. And they showed me that it goes with these two cards. This is connected to this. Well, this is the sword. This is the sword, and it's connected to the dark and the light. And this sword, it's all about, we're not going to just take this sword and, kind of start hacking things away. We're going to think about it. We're going to be clear. We're going to be precise. And we're just going to try to make as little swings with this sword as possible, because we understand the more times we have to swing this sword, the more damage we're doing. We want it to be a nice, clean cut, precise. And we cut ourselves free, and we expand. And we're not doing damage to ourselves and those around us. We're balanced here with the dark and the light. And we're being freed. And it is connected to the archetype, the energy of the comic. And the comic is going to allow us chakra flow and healing with the child, with the masculine and feminine. And this is not taking life seriously, ourselves too seriously, or anything around us too seriously. And we are allowed to laugh during tough times, through hard times, to not be so hard on ourselves, to find more tolerance, to not shame people, to not shame ourselves. We have more acceptance for our universes, and we just learned that humor is a vibration that sets us free, and it feeds the soul. And right now, we need to regenerate. This is about our regeneration. We need this energy. And this beautiful message is received. This is the night song from the hidden realms. It's connected to our hidden talents. And birds of the night are considered very, very sacred. And really, this bird is singing a song. And the song is about staying on a certain path. This bird is trying to lead us from the darkness to the dawn. And it's time to follow a new path. It's time to create a new tune. We're following this bird right now. We're following this bird through the darkness in order to find dawn, in order to find the light. And this is the gift being offered to us right now. A ruby red bird singing in the darkness full of sound. Like an open present, ribbons still abound. Know that you must unwrap the present of yourself. Look, some of the gifts within you remain unopened. The time has come to step into your true potential and claim all possibilities of yourself. And there's no more time to waste. There's no more excuses. And this bird is taking us to our true purpose and our true potential. And along with it is this beautiful green heron. And this is all about just exactly what it says. We profit through learning and observing. And this is not about observing what everyone else is doing and saying, oh, you know, they do this better than me. That person does this better than me. Why can't I do this? This is just about observing the people that are in our universes and allowing us to learn from their experiences, but understanding we're creating. And also to allowing ourselves the chance to be in the stillness, to have patience, to work on our impulses, in order to just be still, in order to learn and observe. And right now we have to observe what's happening within. This bird, in order to eat, will just wait for the fish, and then it catches the fish. This bird has much patience. And right now we must, there's clarification right there. Cultivate patience. Hello. The phone hasn't stopped ringing, of course, because I decided I would do my reading. Hold on. Alrighty, guys, let's see what messages go with this. I will link part 2 down below. See you there.